tyrant. Never really had enough, you can never really have enough. Nah, never really had enough, you can never really have enough. I've been searching my soul, looking for diamonds of gold, thinking how far does it go? Can I buy love at the store? Really, how much are they running me for? They counting for more, look, I can see the greed in their eyes now, trying to show the teeth when they lie, but I would never lie down. Enemies on the line now, gotta get the high ground. Take a step and get sniped down. Who's got the highest price? Who's got the ruby eye? You know everyone has a price. Who's got the sharpest knife? Picking that diamond mines, keep a short leash on them dogs. On my goonies, they never die. My Valentines follow the dollar signs, hard to not compromise. When you never had shit to begin with, picking up tricks in the interest. Rather get rich in the trenches. Man, I'm talking big business, where the morals are smaller than inches. Get hip to the system or sleep with the fishes. Outsmart the vindictive, don't become a whole lot of pirates. Looking for high risk, searching for idols, see through your iris. No fooling a giant, for the wrath of a tyrant. Never really had enough, you can never really have enough. Nah, never really had enough, you can never really have enough.
That's why you gotta look for yourself. Do not live your life on another man's word. Open up these books for yourself. You will get shook by the truth too. Start to see crooks by the buku. Connections unseen like the Bluetooth or the Wi-Fi. Found facts that I can't deny. I had to change my eye, which is a fancy way of saying nigga switch perspective. No auto-tune, found my pitch perfected. Figure why a nigga felt so disconnected. Introspective questions answered with deflections. In the mirror, no reflections. Was severely misdirected. And then that shit gets dismissed from recollection when I'm sky high. We can shoot the breeze, no drive-by. I be Drew Brees with the knowledge I've arrived by. Kobe system shooter, keep it Raja. Bear with me, bear with me, grow with me, share with me.
A whole lot of pirates, looking for high risk, searching for idols, see through your iris. No fooling a giant, for the wrath of a tyrant. Never really had enough, you can never really have enough. Nah, never really had enough, you can never really have enough.
To the Prime Sports Media, baby.
Whole lot of pirates, whole lot of pirates, looking for high risk, searching for idols, see through your iris. No fooling a giant, for the wrath of a tyrant. Never really had enough, you can never really have enough. Nah, never really had enough, you can never really have enough. I've been searching my soul, looking for diamonds of gold, thinking how far does it go? Can I buy love at the store? Really, how much are they running me for? They counting for more, look, I can see the greed in their eyes now, trying to show the teeth when they lie, but I would never lie down. Enemies on the line now, gotta get the high ground. Take a step and get sniped down. Who's got the highest price? Who's got the ruby eye? You know everyone has a price. Who's got the sharpest knife? Picking that diamond mines, keep a short leash on them dogs. On my goonies, they never die. My Valentines follow the dollar signs, hard to not compromise. When you never had shit to begin with, picking up tricks in the interest. Rather get rich in the trenches. Man, I'm talking big business, where the morals are smaller than inches. Get hip to the system or sleep with the fishes. Outsmart the vindictive, don't become a whole lot of pirates, looking for high risk, searching for idols, see through your iris. No fooling a giant, for the wrath of a tyrant. Never really had enough, you can never really have enough. Nah, never really had enough, you can never really have enough.
That's why you gotta look for yourself. Do not live your life on another man's word. Open up these books for yourself. You will get shook by the truth too. Start to see crooks by the buku. Connections unseen like the Bluetooth or the Wi-Fi. Found facts that I can't deny. I had to change my eye, which is a fancy way of saying nigga switch perspective. No auto-tune, found my pitch perfected. Figure why a nigga felt so disconnected. Introspective questions answered with deflections. In the mirror, no reflections. Was severely misdirected. And then that shit gets dismissed from recollection when I'm sky high. We can shoot the breeze, no drive-by. I be Drew Brees with the knowledge I've arrived by. Kobe system shooter, keep it Raja. Bear with me, bear with me, grow with me, share with me.
A whole lot of pirates, looking for high risk, searching for idols, see through your iris.
What's up, everybody? This is Prime Sports Media. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your patience. There's always some technical things that you have to deal with before you go live. Thank you. I know I haven't been live, haven't uploaded any content for a while since last weekend when we went live. So today I want to talk about, there's a few things I want to talk about recruitment, the transfer portal. We've got a lot of exciting news out there. A lot of things have been happening during this week. I've got some audio clips I want to play for you. I think Coach Prime and CU are in great shape coming up for this 2024 season. I'm going to show you what their schedule is going to look like. Make sure that you subscribe or you follow the Facebook page, everybody. That's very important because I drop a lot of memes, a lot of video, a lot of content over there that you won't always see over here on the video podcast. Okay. There's a lot that's going on. They have really, as we talked about a week ago, CU has really overhauled the offensive line. They've rebuilt the offensive line. They've got some quarterbacks that have come in. Looks like he's loading up this team with a lot of experienced players from the transfer portal. I think he's got about a few young men that he has signed out of the high school ranks. I just want to go over a whole bunch of stuff today, and I got a surprise for you. Today I'm going to be opening up the call lines. This time, the call lines, you will be able to come up on the platform with me. I will drop a link in the chat room. You will click into that it's a vMix link. You will be able to click into the link one at a time and come up and talk to me. Give me your opinions, your thoughts about the upcoming season, your thoughts about the players that they have signed, the players that they potentially hope to sign that have committed to them, what you think is going to happen, what players could they snab, what players could switch over and decide to decommit from a program and come to CU. Coach Prime says that this isn't over. Okay, you still have bowl games where young men may flip and leave schools after they complete their bowl game. You also have the summer where you're going to have young men who may decommit from a program and commit to CU. You may even have young men who had decommitted from CU, change their mind again, and recommit. And then you have the signing day. You have the national signing day where that's it. The deadline's up. You got to sign. You got to make your decision, and you got to live with it. So we're going to go over that. I am going to drop that link in here. Let me do something real quick. This is what I need to do because I want to be able to pull up your thoughts in the chat room. I got to load up something real quick. So just give me just a minute. I want to thank you all that are here. This is important that I do this. I meant to do this before I went live, but I'm going to do this now. I'm going to turn on the mechanism here so that we can get this whole thing going. I want my ability to be able to pull up what you're saying in the chat room. This is going to take not that long to click this on, pop this on, and then I want to use, let me see, I'll go with overlay 4 for this. And then I want to go with social 3 with this one. And then this is just streaming jargon I'm speaking. And then let me click into this right here. And then I'll be able to pull up your comments from the chat room. And once again, I will be dropping a link from my system here for people to, you can click into that link. So if you have a desktop computer, you have a cell phone, iPhone, Droid phone, you will be able to click into the link. I can bring you right up into the studio with me and we can have a discussion. Each person coming up, I'll give you 5 minutes. I want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to come up, speak their mind as one person drops down and another person comes up. We got Patricia in the house saying hello to everybody. We got Buffs Boulder City in the house saying, I don't know why people are excited about the portal guys. Most of the defense and offense has one college eligibility remaining. Well, there are some of these young men that have red shirt status, Buffs Boulder City, particularly Quincy. He's got some red shirt status. Let me also let you know in on something else. The young man, Samuel, the 4-star recruit that they got over from the transfer portal. This young man, Samuel, he was a 4-star when he came out. He's at 6'4", 245 pounds. He's actually coming off of I believe a red shirt year. Let me put him up here right now. You know who I'm talking about right now, this young man right here. Remember when we were very excited about them getting the offense, right? Picking up the offensive lineman, should I say. A Jordan Seaton. Now, let me, we got a Khalid Benson, Justin Mayers, right? Tyler Johnson, who came over from Houston. Ukiri Walker, who they signed from UConn. And, of course, Ward is the question mark. We know we talked about what he went through, some of the personal issues he has. Will they offer him a walk-on scholarship or not? Okay. And then, of course, there was a lot of buzz around this young man right here. We talked about them signing him. He's the #1 offensive lineman in the country. And then there was some noise out there that he wasn't sure whether he hadn't signed yet. There was some noise out there about whether he was going to stay home and play for Maryland. That actually was, it was all bullshit. It was sort of, I think the young man said himself on Well Off Media to Sanders Jr., he said that they wanted to control the narrative because we know that this young man now has signed. Now, I put out a post because that was what was put out there in the media. The 5-star offensive tackle or offensive lineman committed Jordan Seaton has signed his NLI to Colorado. So he has signed. Coach Prime, as we know, is considered the portal king, everybody. Let me let you hear what Jordan Seaton had to say in his own mouth about how we control control it. And he says that him and Sanders Jr., as they were walking on the beach, you saw it on the Well Off Media. He said, we control the hype. Don't believe what you're hearing out there because the young man is coming. Here he is with Chad Ocho Cinco Johnson, who wants to coach, and Coach Prime has said, man, you ain't dedicated, you know. But there he is in Florida hanging out. And I want you to hear what he said, and here we go.
You know what I'm saying? How does that just feel? The Hall of Famer saying you different, your mindset different, your mentality different. Like, how does it feel just hearing that type of stuff?
Just walk and talk. It's different, you know? Like, being able to have that much pressure on you and, you know, a man who believes in your craft and believes in your game like that, it's different when you bet on yourself. Like, it's just so much different.
Tell
so, like,
the truth.
Everything that he says, it just means a little bit more because I'm betting on him and he's betting on me to come in and do what I do.
Yeah.
So.
What's your relationship with Shador?
Shit. What they say, A1 since day one type. One of them ones.
Yeah, you know, people thought since he tweeted that, like, man, if you ain't with us, then move around. You know, people, you know, it was crazy out here.
You know, we had this joint calculated to a T, so don't believe the hype, but we are the hype.
Now, that's exactly what he said, ladies and gentlemen. Don't believe the hype because we are the hype is what he's saying. So when people were putting out there in the media, and I had put a post up related to, they said that he hadn't signed. There was speculation about him going to Maryland, that he's getting a little cold feet, that maybe he doesn't want to leave his state because a lot of times, you know, young men, they want their family members to see them play. Sometimes it's nothing like a home cooking. But he says right there, don't believe the hype because we control the hype. That's what the young man said. That's Jordan Seaton. And he has signed. You know it. I know it. And we're very happy because he makes up a very vaunted, I think, a offensive line that will dominate, an offensive line that will keep Shador from not being on his back and going through the things that he went through this previous season. I also want to bring up this update. You all know about this already, but I want to bring this up. I'm a little disappointed. I really hyped up this brother last week, said that he looked like an NFL offensive lineman. He looked like a man's man, and that was Bedford. I'm very disappointed in Bedford that he has changed his mind. We know these things happen, but I really hyped the man up, and he turned out to be, I don't know, maybe he was just using Colorado, as other young men do, to leverage the other schools that he wanted to go to. So I have to say this for him. I have to say this. I was very disappointed. But we move forward because there's other players that they're still getting in the box. As you already know, they picked up this young man right here. This is offensive lineman. I think he comes out of high school. He was a part of the IMG Academy where Jordan Seaton was at. I think the IMG Academy is where they take the best high school players and they bring them into a football camp and work on their skills. This is Cash Cleveland, who has committed to CU. That was the breaking news not that long ago. Here he is in style at the IMG camp. Very, very, very nice. In the uniform there. How do you all feel about that so far? You know, you lose some, you gain some, but I was disappointed because I set up here on this channel and hyped the man up, played a video of him, you know, with the uniform on, the CU uniform on, and I thought it was a sure thing. Sometimes I think some of these guys may not want to deal with competition because when you see a roster of so many good offensive linemen that he has picked up. Now, some of these offensive linemen have 2 years of eligibility. Some of them have 3 years of eligibility. Some of these guys have been red-shirted, so they got an extra year of eligibility. You have to look into that because not all of these guys have used up all their eligibility. Now, some may be a senior. But at the end of the day, we need a better offensive line. CU needs a better offensive line than what they had just a year ago. What do you all think in the chat room? I thank you for being here today. We got 22D in the house. What do you all think? Patricia's in the house. Empress Goddess is in the house. Deception's in the house saying, he looks white. There's a lot of talent coming in here. Samuel, this young man right here, I opened up talking about him. He stands again at 6'4", 245 pounds. He actually red-shirted, so that means he's got an extra year. I think he's only played maybe 1 or 2 years, if that, at Pitt. As you see him in the uniform right there, you see him taking a stand. This is a defensive lineman. Everybody kept saying, we need defense. Coach Prime says he wants defense. We all want defense. The offensive line seems like the offensive line is going to be set, and now you need the big dogs to come in. Well, let me remind you of what they got. Now, here he is in the CU uniform. Samuel. This young man, when he came out of high school, was a 4-star recruit. He did a red shirt year at Pitt. There he is in the uniform. Here he is again. You probably have seen these memes. The brother looks tough, ready to go. That's a defensive lineman, okay? Let's not forget they got another top-notch recruit that's a transfer from LSU, from the SEC, and that's Quincy Wiggins. Remember this young man? I talked about him a week ago. He's another young man, very stout as you can see, that will play on that defensive line along young men like this. Let's not forget that they also picked up this young man right here. This is Eric Brantley, defensive end. He comes out of high school. I talked about him a week ago. He's another young, strong, stout young man who will add to their defense. What was the problem with their defense? Their defense did not have the ability up front in the interior of the line to stop the run. Well, what did Coach Prime go out and do? to change that problem, ladies and gentlemen. Let me go back over here. Let's talk about what did Coach Prime do to change that problem. You all heard about this. This was a breaking news just a day ago or 2 days ago or so. Another young man, Lundy, here he is right here. DJ is in the house. Okay. This is why this is important that they got this young man, DJ. What was one of the problems that the defensive line was having this year? I want to see if anybody can guess that in the chat room. What was the problem that the defensive line was having, ladies and gentlemen? Why did Coach Prime? I want to see if everybody is astute. Put sevens in the chat room if you're with me. I want to see if your football IQ is astute. Why did Coach Prime get this young man to come over to CU? He transferred from Florida State. He was a top-notch middle linebacker, interior linebacker. What is he known for? Before I read off his stats, I want to see if anybody can get to stop the run. Thank you, Harmon. Thank you. Harmon, you're on the money. This guy is known as a run stopper. What did everybody say that was happening last year? That everybody was running against him. Everyone was running up the middle. They couldn't stop the run. What did everybody say? Hey, is Coach Prime going to get some more defensive players? What is he going to do? Well, let me read to you what this young man's stats are, because I think it's exciting. I'm excited about them having him because he was a top-notch recruit coming out of high school. And in his playing time at Florida State, he was a world beater at Florida State. A dominant force on that defense. Here he is right next to me. You see him right there. Let's go with his stats, everybody. I want you to know something about brother DJ. He had 17 starts, 183 tackles, 16.5 tackles, 5 sacks, 1 fumble, 8 pass deflections. He stands at 6'1", 244 pounds. DJ is going to be an excellent addition to a defensive line, particularly not only a defensive line that needs help from linebackers. So you need a good defensive line with guys that are stout like Quincy, who's coming in. Okay, I've got more for you, ladies and gentlemen. But you need, what does linebackers need? They need stout defensive linemen, particularly between the defensive tackles, so that it gives the linebackers time to shoot the gaps, the defensive linebackers time to observe what the offense is doing with their running game, to be able to hit those holes, hit those gaps, to penetrate. But you need guys like Quincy that you see right here, Wiggins. You're going to need guys like that. You're going to need guys like Samuel, who's coming out of Pitt. And I'm going to name another person. There's some controversy around this next individual I'm going to bring up, and we're going to talk about that. I'm just laying out some things right now. You need that type of defensive line pressure that makes it easy for guys like DJ to do what he needs to do at blitzing the quarterback, getting in between the gaps, filling the gaps. When they blitz and they do stunts, this is going to be a great addition to the team. What do you all think about this in the chat room? DC Carson Music says, new commit looked great on paper, and I absolutely believe Colorado will be better. The spring game should tell us if they will be real helped or just hype and hope. Look forward to it. I look forward to it too. Thank you for your comment. I hear what you're saying. and I appreciate the comments. I'm looking forward to everything being possible, ladies and gentlemen. New commit looks great on paper. Absolutely. Yeah, I hear what you're saying there. That's why I pulled you up. I think it's going to be, I think they are much improved because I haven't even named everyone that they picked up so far. Okay. Now, and I am going to open up the call-in line, which is really a video call-in line where you can click the link. If you got a cell phone, you got a desktop computer, maybe even a tablet, laptop, whatever, or phone connection, you'll be able to click into that link and come upstairs with me one at a time. We can talk for a little bit. I can get your thoughts, and then we're going to go on to the next person so we can get as many people up here who would like to share their thoughts with the audience. This is another young man that's coming in that is controversial. And this is, he's got an African name, Chadozie. I don't know if I'm saying that correct. This young man, now there's some controversy about him, everybody, and you guys need to know this, but you know how the media is too. This is another defensive lineman, a stout guy. Look how big he is, coming from Houston. We got a lot of guys coming from Houston as a transfer, but there was some controversy. I want to read this. This is what was in the news reports. Now, if you heard something different, if something's been changed, let me know. But this is what was put out in the news report, because unfortunately, they're saying that during his video cam call with Coach Prime, or I don't know if it was Coach Prime or the coaches, that he had some things in the background that was sort of off-putting. Here it is. Defensive lineman Chadozie transferred from the Houston Cougars to Colorado, and on December 18th, he went live to celebrate his transfer and speak to the Buffalo's coach, Deion Sanders. So it was Deion Sanders. While on live, as he got up from his seat to walk around while speaking with Deion or Coach Prime, viewers could see what looked like a weapon, a gun. I really hope that's not the case, but it does look bad if that was the case. And some marijuana on the table behind him. I'm not so much concerned about the marijuana because we know that marijuana is becoming legal across the country. I'm more concerned about the fact that the young man, if he had allegedly a gun in the background, I hope that they clean all that up with him, because that cannot be the case. He cannot do that sort of stuff at CU. We don't want anything ruining what's happening there. But this is what the news put out there. So you never know if they're just trying to demonize him, if this is false or if this is true. It's also, let me know if any of you all saw that video conference yourself. It also seems apparent that Chadozie noticed it was visible. So they're saying that he noticed that the marijuana in the gun was noticeable when he was talking to Coach Prime, and I guess he tried to cover it up by moving his body or his head or whatever in a certain direction. So when he noticed it was visible, which may have caused him to shift his head and camera position to hide those items on the table, as the table is no longer visible for the rest of the video. What do you think about that? This is this young man right here, who is another defensive lineman, which we need more interior defensive linemen to strengthen this defense that can make it easier for guys like DJ to be able to do what he does as a run stopper, a run thumper.
Tell the truth.
But we don't want bad character on the football team. Coach Prime says he wants intelligent, fast, strong, diligent, right? Respectful young men on the team. Now, I'm going to say it again. I don't have an issue with the marijuana. I'm more concerned about the weapon, because weapons can be used to, and then you have to ask the question, if he had a weapon in the back of the table when talking to Coach Prime, allegedly, what was he doing with such a thing? Now, we know he's in Houston, and in Houston, Texas, it's legal to have firearms. So the question is, was it a legal firearm under his name and registered. Now, if it's legal, it's registered, he's in the state of Texas, you can't really say he doesn't have the right to have a weapon because in Texas you can bear arms. But it doesn't look good on a recruitment video if the young man was talking to Coach Prime. This is if it happened. I'm not saying it happened 100% because this is what they're saying. How many of you out there have seen the video of this? Put a 7 in the chat room if this is true, if you've seen the video conference where this actually happened. Let me see if any of you can vote that as a 7. 7 meaning that you've actually seen this for yourself, because other than that, this is something that the media is alleging. So let me see what people are saying in the chat room. Maybe this is speculation. I don't know. He is in Texas, and you can have a legal firearm in Texas if it's legal. You're off base here. Weeks and guns have nothing to do with character. I'm not off base here. I'm not off base at all. What did I just say? I just said several times in this stream that I'm not so much concerned about the marijuana. I'm saying the look of a weapon in the background. And I just said to you that they said that during the conference, when he noticed that the weapon could be seen in the background, he shifted himself so that it could no longer be seen. All I said is, why would he have a gun? I also said, well, he's in Texas, and we know that in Texas that you can have a legalized weapon. I'm not demonizing the young man. I'm saying there could be a reason why he has it. You can have a legalized weapon in Texas. For God's sake, he played at Houston. I'm simply saying it doesn't look good when you're being recruited if there was such an item in the background while Coach Prime was talking to him. It doesn't look good from an optics point of view. That's all I'm saying. Nobody is off base here. And I also said, if you had listened, is it true? And I also said the word several times, allegedly. I said, did the media just make this up? Is it true? Is it false? And I also said to the audience tonight, how many of you have seen the actual video? So before you make that kind of statement, you need to listen to what I said, because I'm not trying to demonize him. I'm just asking you all the question. That's all. I didn't demonize the young man. I'm just saying it may not look good. And the reason why I said it may not look good, especially when Coach Prime said that he wants young men of character. That's what he said. And you know how the media will abstract this situation and say, hey, what's going on here? That's all. These are questions that I'm asking. We can ask these questions. Let me see here. You got a lot of haters. Yeah, you got a lot of haters. That's why I'm asking you all, did you see the video? Did you hear about this? What? I'm just asking a question. I'm not trying to demonize him. And you also said the media puts this out there. Yes, the media put it out there. That's what I said. I didn't come here making this up. I read you know that clip that I read you? Guess where that clip came from? It came from the Buff, the Colorado Buffs article. This came straight from Colorado's local Buffs article. That's where it came from. That's where I got it from. So that's why I'm asking, because I don't want to see this ruined, because the question in the article was that they don't want this young man to get off to the wrong start, the wrong image and projection. And let's also be very honest here. Whenever you see black men with weapons, weed, whatever, here comes the stereotypes versus their white counterparts, right? When we have weapons, we're demonized. Now, I said it and I'm going to say it again. He is in the state of Texas. The weapon might be legally purchased, which he has every right to do so. But according to the Buffalo's own article, They said that when he noticed that Coach Prime could see something, he did what? He shifted his head in the camera so that people wouldn't see it because he knew himself that it wasn't a good image. He knew himself that it was not a good image that he wanted to project as well. That's all we're saying here, folks. This is no demonization of the young man at all. Let me go back in the chat and hear your thoughts about this. Has anybody seen the actual video? Who cares about this really? Old people, 50 plus, what is the CU whipping policy? Well, I think in Colorado you can't have a legalized whipping, but this is the deal. As long as it's legalized, he's fine. I think in Colorado they have open carry in Colorado, just like Texas, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm just going on the fact that hey, it's probably legalized. And as far as the marijuana, I don't care because marijuana is being legal, and marijuana is legal in Colorado. That's right. Well, the weed can be illegal in Texas. But I know it's legal in Colorado where he's going. You know, you all know that, right? So let's move. I'm going to move on. But in the end, it doesn't matter for either because both are legal. You can walk into a dispensary today and buy a legal. Right. But I'm not even focusing on the marijuana, folks. I really don't care about that. I'm more concerned about, I hope that he has a license to carry of that weapon, especially being in Texas where everybody's got carries weapons of some sort. His dad claimed it was his after the video, so I'm not sure what's being. Oh, so the dad. Okay, so you said Stevie Dave said the dad claimed that it was his. Okay, that's right. We just want to make sure that we're on the right track here. Well, the weed can be illegal. No. Let's see, Terrence. Let me see what we got here. Let me go here. Ranch Beater says, to be honest, that video shouldn't have been released. Yeah, but who released it, though? That's the question you got to ask, everybody. We got James in the house says, I'm concerned about this young man's character, perhaps even his temper. I think Coach Prime should really look into this kid's background. That's a very fair statement. Once again, I don't want to demonize him because like you said, like the other person said, that could very well be his father's. It could very well be a legalized weapon that he purchased and got a license for in the state of Texas. And I think you got the right to carry in Colorado as well. But when you talk about college football and image and everything, the optics doesn't look good if that's what happened. And I said if. I'm very fair here. Let me see who else we have here in the chat. What happened? Let me see. Basically, the young man right here, Chidozie, who is from Houston, has transferred through the transfer portal to Colorado, and there was a statement that was put out by the Buffs sports article. What is that, Buff Zone or whatever they call it? I got a clip from them, and they said that one day he was talking to Coach Prime, and you could see in the video noticeably that there was marijuana on a table and a gun. And that once the young man realized that people could see it, that he sort of moved his camera and moved his head so that it could no longer be noticeable. And there was a big issue brought up about it in the Buffs on their own publication, their own web publication about this issue. This came from their own web publication. That's all I'm saying. I'm not here to demonize the young man. He better have a whipping you of H is the hood. Well, I don't want to belabor this, but I'm not demonizing him. I'm just saying it might be a legalized whipping that he had. And maybe his father had the whipping and forgot to take it off the table. I don't know. You are crazy if you think college kids don't own. I'm not saying, sir, Silicon Slick. I'm not Silicon Slick Media. All I'm saying, I'm not saying that college kids, hell, even high school kids, for that matter, I'm not saying that college kids don't have weapons. It's just that when you're doing a national signing or a national recruitment and people are seeing that within the football world And we've had incidents in the past. Remember Nebraska? How many of y'all are, see, I'm not a millennial. How many of y'all are old enough to know what happened at Nebraska? How Nebraska was running amok with guys with weapons and things were going amok and they got put on, I think the NCAA has rules against this. You guys got to remember this is college football and the NCAA has rules. And I'm sure that their rules say that you can't have weapons. Because that's what happened at Nebraska back in the 80s when Nebraska was a dominant football program. I don't know how many of y'all were living long enough to know what I'm telling you right now. Nebraska and a bunch of other programs had kids who had weapons, and then those schools got put on a suspension. They got penalized because they had rampant players doing all sorts of things. I'm not saying that that's what the young man's going to do. What I'm saying is, I'm sure that the NCAA has a policy that says that their players can't have weapons. I'm sure that the University of Colorado may have a policy about, well, at least you can't have these weapons on campus. You can't have them in your locker room, all that sort of stuff, right? If he's in a dormitory that they're paying for, he can't. They have rules. The NCAA has rules. They don't want their players having weapons. So if you say, hey, it's no big deal, no, we may not think it's a big deal, but it could potentially be a big deal to the NCAA if that video gets out and they see that video. And now you know what the NCAA is going to do. They're going to open up an investigation to find out what the history of that gun. This is why we should be a little concerned, at least a little bit concerned, everybody. That's all I'm saying. That's all we're saying here. We're not demonizing a young man, but there is rules in college football. You can't. Don't do someone else dirty work. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Silicon Media. No disrespect to you. You can't have weapons, firearms, in any. Yeah, thank you, Silicon. I'm not saying that kids don't have them. I'm just saying that they don't want them on these campuses. I've been in college. I know this. I've seen people get in trouble for having weapons on campus. So I know that. What's going on, Big Worm? Peace, family. He says to everybody. Once again, everybody, I'm going to open up the video call lines by dropping a link in there. If you got a cell phone, you've got a Droid phone, an iPhone, you've got a tablet, a laptop, a desktop, you'll be able to come up and talk to me and give your opinions about what's happening at CU as of right now. In just a moment, I'm going to drop that in there so we can talk a little bit. I want everybody to be able to say what they got to say so that I can have the next person come up and drop the link in there for the next person to come on up. But let me also bring up something else. Have we forgotten about this young man right here, the running back? Everybody, we know that Anthony Hankerson has left. He's transferred. But what about Welch? Malcolm Welch. What about this young man? People are saying do not sleep on him. I made a video about him on this channel. I played film. This young man can run inside. He can run outside. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. He can run with power. Okay? Let's not sleep on him at all. I'm going to say it again. He can run inside. He can run outside. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. And this young man runs with power. Remember, they recruited him for the 2024 class, and he's a coming. So we got some other talents on this team that are coming, okay? And remember, we got Shepard, who some say is a – now, I looked into this kid, Shepard, who's coming from Vanderbilt, and from what I understand, this kid is a hell of a wide receiver. This is an NFL-bound wide receiver that we're about to get. So we don't want to sleep on the fact that we got a guy coming in from the transfer portal who is already an NFL prospect, from what I understand, at receiver. And then, of course, the guy that was throwing the ball to him, or one of the guys that was throwing the ball to him, is the young man, Walter Taylor. Walter Taylor, quarterback Walter Taylor, is coming as well. I think this is great insurance policy, because if something was to happen to Shador. We don't want anything to happen to Shador. I think this young man, from watching film on him, observing his skill set, he could come in and definitely give us some help. And after Shador finishes his senior year, this young man could probably take over that quarterback position. He could probably win that position. So let's not sleep on this young man right here. Here he is right next to me. Walter Taylor. What do you all think about his prospect on this program? What do you all think about that, folks? I think what was missing on this football team was depth. And even if this young man doesn't get a lot of playing time, what Coach Prime has, and I think he's another young man who's a red shirt. I think this young man is also another red shirt. What's good about this is that this gives CU depth. That was the one thing that was missing on this football team this past season. CU did not have enough depth. And now they're bringing players over, and it's creating depth on this football team that they badly needed. I want to say thank you for watching this video. I want to say comment on this video when you get a chance. Subscribe if you get a chance, because I definitely appreciate that. We appreciate that. I appreciate all of you in the chat room. So what you see is that Coach Prime is building depth. This is what he had to say right here for Christmas yesterday. This is right off of Coach Prime's Twitter. Merry Christmas. I love all of you. I appreciate all of you, and I thank all of you all for supporting me, my kids, and my calling Colorado Buffs football. The best is on its way. 2024. This is a directly from Coach Prime's Twitter. 2024 will be a peaceful, productive year for all of us. God's got us covered. Coach Prime. Coach Prime also made these wishes for Christmas. Now, you know, you're going to get players that are going to come. You're going to get players that may disappear from you. Let me see. Salute to the ranch, and salute to the chat. Smash the like. Hey, thank you for that statements that you're putting in the chat room. We all appreciate it. I appreciate it. Coach Prime saying, dang, I looked at the portal doing the bank head bounce. Just when I thought Santa was on his way back to the North Pole, he dipped off. Santa, please drop another defensive tackle, cornerback, linebacker, and one more pass rusher to Boulder. I believe. Santa, I believe. Coach Prime at Coach Buff Football. This is Coach Prime. Now, he is the Portal King, y'all. Coach Prime is the Portal King, and let me let you hear this clip from Well Off Media, where he's talking to Shador, right? He's having a good time with his son, and he's reading off the number of players that are coming in, but he's still saying, I want more, like you just heard right there. Listen, help is on its way.
We bringing it in. I need to spring. See all these pictures right here? See all these pictures right here? 6'5", 320. 6'5", 320. Ain't even the same man. 6'5", 248. Tight end.
That's what you used to weigh, like in 06.
That's what he used to weigh.
In 06. I remember him back then.
Quarterback. Wide receiver. 6'6", 305. 6'6", 325. 6'3", 309. Lord Jesus.
Hear what he's saying.
Bring it to me, Lord. 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 Protect this man in the name of the Father. That's me. The Son. That's Bucky. And the Holy Ghost. And that's him.
I think that's I got a kick out of that. So that's Coach Prime. You've seen it on Well Off Media. He's got Shador in the office. They're talking, and he's saying, "Please, Lord, please bring me some more talent." He's saying he wants another defensive tackle, cornerback, linebacker. Coach Prime's not stopping with what they've already got right now. He wants more. Now, I want to bring up another addition to the team. You've heard about this already, but I think we need to still bring this up again because Coach Prime has been doing the damn thing in his recruitment. Now, a lot of what he's getting is from the transfer portal, but it is what it is because he is getting some criticism from these idiot haters in the media. Now, here's a young man right here. This is Phillips Houston, 6'5", 250-pound offensive lineman, number 54. He transferred from FIU. He is now on his way to CU, and this is where he wants to be. This is how he feels about it, and I think this is going to be fantastic. He's adding more depth to the program, more talent. This is another offensive lineman. So I think we can't sleep on all these players that he's getting. Here's the young man again right there. Now, he played at a smaller program, Conference USA, not a world beater conference. But if he's got the skills to protect Shador, anything at this point was better than what we had this past season. Would you agree with that? Put sevens in the chat room. I want to say peace to everybody that's in the chat room. We got James Blackburn, one of the mods. We got William Berry in the house. We got James in the house. We got Little Rock 25/7. Welcome to the mod group, my brother. You are actually a mod on my other channel, The Information Man Show, political and social issues that I do over there. Thank you for being here. We got PG, Big Dog in the house. Thank you for coming in. Silicon Media, thank you. Everybody, thank you. Look, I have no problem with people having a difference of opinion. I have no problem with folks seeing things different than I see it. We're all trying, at the end of the day, we all are supporting this program, right? We're supporting what Coach Prime is doing because we know Coach Prime's got a lot of haters, the Jason Whitlocks of the world. So even if we disagree, I like to be respectful in any disagreement that I have with people, and I would hope people will do the same towards me and towards others in the chat room. But let me read something to you that really bothered me. This was in the Glory, Colorado article. It's titled this, ladies and gentlemen. See, look. Every time Coach Prime is doing something monumental, the haters come out, just like y'all said in the chat room, and they got something to say. Check this out. Coach Prime is accused of only recruiting retreads to Colorado. You see how disrespectful that is? What do y'all think about that? You see how the media hates on the man. So now check this out. They created, this is the hypocrisy, everybody. The NCAA created a system of free agency for these kids to go to other schools that they want to transfer to if they are eligible. Coach Prime didn't make up the rule, didn't create the policy. He simply takes on a job at CU. And because he's been able to master the transfer portal better than any coach in college football for the last year, and now looks like for this upcoming year, now they want to turn around and call it, oh, he's getting retreads. Are they saying the same thing about every other college coach and program that is getting kids from other schools right now? If you do a test right now, if you go on 3 Sports, On 3 Sports
is power.
On 3 Sports has a tracker. It tracks all the kids that have dropped into the transfer portal. I looked on that system this whole weekend. There are tons of players that are transferring to other schools. But I don't hear no one in the media calling those coaches out and saying, oh, you're picking up retreads. But when it comes to Coach Prime, that's the hate. It's a retread. Why is it not a retread for everybody else? Anything this man does within the rules of college football, they want to demonize him. You see the hypocrisy here? Coach Prime was accused of only recruiting retreads to his college football program by one analyst. Coach Prime check this out. Coach Prime was accused of recruiting retreads to Colorado football offensive line by Mike Ferrari Sports Scott. Oh, this is who wrote this crap. Who accused the Buffalo staff of recruiting. I'm telling you, folks, you can't make this stuff up. Who accused Buffalo staff of recruiting an incoming 2024 class that is nowhere near what they were looking for. Last season, Prime offered the world to transfer portal candidates, grabbing over 60 players from the portal before saying this season things are different as he has total of 16 players signed from the portal and they are nowhere near the quality of group that Prime was looking for. Prime will retool his offensive line with retreads as opposed to freshmen that he and his staff can coach and develop. Now, first of all, yes, when you recruit college or high school players, you have to develop them. But this is the thing. I already said it. If you got a problem with what's happening, go take up your complaints with the NCAA. The NCAA implemented the transfer portal. So why shouldn't Coach Prime take advantage of that to get players in? Because the name of the game in college football is to win. That's the name of the game. And he had to rehaul that offensive line. What is Coach Prime supposed to do? If these kids jump in the transfer portal as an offensive lineman, a receiver, a quarterback, a running back, whatever their position, defensive lineman, if the kids decide that they want to leave their schools and they want to play for Coach Prime in Colorado, are you saying that Coach Prime is supposed to just sit up there and say, nah, I don't want you. I don't want you because we need to sign freshmen out of high school to develop. Are you out of your mind? You see the unfair analysis that's given to Coach Prime? And it goes on to say this. Of course, Jordan Seaton committed, which is now up in the air. No, it's not up in the air, you idiot. He's with the team. The joke's on you. You see how goofy these publications are? I just wanted to read that to you to let you see how silly they are. Let's get ready to bring some people in. I'm going to drop the link in there. Only one person can come up at a time for this one. And I'm going to let you say what you have to say. And then we're going to drop you down and let the next person come up and say what they need to say about how they see everything happening. So I'm going to drop this link in there. It's a vMix link. I'm dropping it in the chat room right now. And there you go. So come on up and join me. I want to hear what you all have to say. Let's go into the chat room and hear what you also have to say as well. What do you think about that article I read, everybody? Let me see. The transfer portal is free agency for college athletes. National Signing Day is the draft. Coach Prime. That's what he said. Exactly. Thank you for saying that. Let me see. Elijah is coming in the house. He says he will get his to show it. He'll get his chance to show it. You're right, brother. He'll get his chance to show it. 30 freshmen will not get CU 12 wins next year. The 6 he did get will make, it will make a difference. You're absolutely right. It's going to make a difference. Absolutely right. Okay, we got somebody in here. All right, brother, let's get you in here. And what's up?
Hey, how's it going?
Going fine. I'm glad you came up. I've been wanting to do this for a while, but I'm going to start doing this more often, having people come up and speak their mind. I want to hear what you got to say. Let me see if, as you speak, I'm going to be asking people, when he starts speaking, everybody, let me know by putting 7s in the chat room if you can hear what this brother is saying, okay? Go right ahead, brother. What's on your mind, brother William Berry? I'm glad you came up.
All right. First thing first, they have 85 scholarships total. Okay, that's what you get. You get 85 scholarships. Right now,
Thank you.
CU has 81 scholarships that has been taken. They have 4 available. The reason they got 4, they had 3, but they got 4 because the one guy, he just entered the portal. I can't remember his name. He just entered the portal. I mean, no, my bad. He just entered. He's going to go to the NFL draft. I can't remember his name.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What about is it the receiver Shepard that came from Vandy? Because I'm hearing that he's an NFL prospect.
You talking about Will Shepard?
Shepard.
No. Will Shepard just came. It's one of the CU players that's going to enter the NFL draft because I think he was a linebacker. If I'm correct, I'm not sure.
Are you talking about Ward, the safety?
Ward.
It's Ward. That's
It's
right.
Ward.
Yeah, he's entering the draft.
He's going to enter the draft. And then so that makes it 4 more scholarships that's available right now. Okay, so just like Prime said, I agree with him except for one. He said he needs another DB. He needs another, let me go down to the bottom here. He needs a DT, defensive tackle, cornerback, linebacker, and either a pass rusher, either edge or offensive linebacker. The thing with that also, I feel he still needs a kicker that can kick touchbacks. I mean, the guy who he had in there.
Yes, sir.
I didn't just have confidence in him, and that was Jay Speely. He wasn't that great.
Jay Speely. I think his father played in the NFL. I was very disappointed in his showing.
Okay.
I didn't think he was inconsistent at times. The thing that I'm more concerned about, though, is the defensive line, because look at how we get you witnessed it as much as I did, and everybody, they got gutted right down the middle. Everybody had their way with them. They got to shore up that. Their run attack has got to be on point. This is why I'm actually excited about some of the defensive linemen that I see them picking up either from the transfer portal or from high school. I think their defensive line is going to be, at least on paper right now, it looks like it's going to be better than it was this previous season. What are your thoughts about that?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Let's go straight to G.J. Lundy. Lundy is 6'1", 244 pounds. This kid had 54 tackles for Florida State, 2 sacks, and 1 interception.
Right.
He also played a little bit of running back. So when you get down there to that 1 yard line, 2 yard line, or the goal line, guess who's going to get that ball? Also, he's a good blocker. So we needed a good blocker. That tight end Harrison, he wasn't a blocker. All he wanted to do was catch the ball. So, you know,
he was more of a
I wish him well over there at San Diego State.
Right. And we got he was more of a receiver. You're correct. He wasn't a blocker, but we got a bigger, stronger tight end coming in from Cincinnati that I'm excited about. Looks like we've upgraded at that position.
You're talking about Shimon Matea. 6'5", 250 pounds.
Right. I'm really excited to see what he's going to do in the upcoming season. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. Yes, he's going to be a junior. But let me touch back on Harrison. Of course, Harrison was a wide receiver, but they moved him to tight end because they needed tight end. So he didn't do bad, but the only problem was, they needed somebody in that backfield that can help out and keep the pressure off of Shador. The kid, Sean Matea, I like him. He's pretty good too. That guy got good hands. He runs those routes. He's strong, and I like him. He's going to do well. And as far as protecting Shador, I know a lot of people are saying, some people are saying Pat Shermer. No, they was like, no, he's not that great. But what they didn't see was what Pat did when he came in there. So Sean didn't make adjustments. I coached for 14 years also, and Sean didn't make no adjustment to that line. That line if you look at that line, the offensive line, they didn't move. They just stayed straight. And the problem with that line was their feet was too slow. For the defensive line was 10 times quicker than them. So when they burst off that line, when that ball was hyped, you had the offensive line that was just stagnant. They didn't move. They couldn't stop the guy. And that guy get right around that offensive lineman, and guess what? He had a straight shot towards Shedeur. So what Pat did was he had them take 2 to 3 steps back before they made contact when that ball was hyped.
Yes, sir.
And if you notice those last 3-4 games that he coached, that he ran the offense, you saw that shield that was put around Shedeur, and he got hit less. And the same thing go for Ryan. When Ryan played that last game, he didn't get hit that much, because what Pat had instilled in the line, the offensive line.
Okay, let me ask you this question. What is your thoughts about Coach Phil coming over? A brother who's coming over from Oklahoma, has NFL experience as an offensive lineman. Do you think I think he's going to be just what the doctor ordered. I don't think the stuff that we witnessed this past year, he's going to put up with it. I was not impressed with the offensive line coach who is now down. He went down to San Diego with Lewis. What are your thoughts?
Well, I don't know too much about the offensive line coach that you're saying he possibly might bring in. I don't know too much about him at the moment.
Yeah.
As far as Sean, Coach Prime spelled it out when he had that interview with Stephen A. Smith. I know he wanted to say the name, but he didn't. So Stephen A. Smith asked him a question. He said, what is one thing that you would take back given the 2023 season if you had a chance before the season started? He said, well, I would have been more selective. Well, he actually said two things. He said, I would have been more, he basically wouldn't have gave up, all the scholarships. That's one thing. Because, he gave up all those scholarships. Luckily that the NCAA came in with that new rule, the double transfer. That's a beautiful thing. Actually, that works in Prime's favor. Okay. Other thing, the main thing he said was that struck me was that he said he should have been more selective of he basically said the coaches that he brought around his program. He said he would have been more selective, in who he brought around his program. So he was pointing out, I know he's pointing out Sean as one of them. I don't know about Nick, maybe, I'm not sure. But another thing that happened was when Seaton held back and waited, Seaton got a lot of DMs by a lot of coaches, and he turned that over to Prime. And Prime made that statement. He was like, he was thanking Seaton for showing him that, because now he knows, people that he thought, coaches that he thought was in his corner that's not in his corner. When he showed him that DM, Seaton showed Prime his DM, and he saw a lot of things that opened his eyes about some of these guys out there that's coaching that he thought was, kind of a friend with him, but they were probably saying bad things about him.
Right. I looked at the coaches departing as a good thing. I thought that a lot of their problems on this team, not only was it some players who didn't have the skill set of what they were trying to do, but I thought there was some coaching issues on this team, deficits. So I look at it as a chance for Coach Prime to improve the coaching staff. And I think Coach Prime has come on live and he has admitted that he's learned a lot of things from his mistakes that he's not going to make this upcoming season. And I think they have a better understanding of what they need to improve the team. And you've said this, everybody has said this. This was just their first year. We can't panic. We know that it takes time to rehaul a program like this that's been in the doldrums for years. And it's going to take him time to really get his program up to the level that he wants it and the standards that he wants. It's going to take time. And that requires bringing in better players and also bringing in better coaches or coaches that understand what the mission statements are. So this is why I like the idea of Warren Sapp coming in. Brother Phil, who played Long Hort, who played in the NFL, will be the new offensive lineman. I mentioned him before. Some other new additions. I think this is going to be a more solid team. And the young men that are coming back from this year's team, they have a year under their belt to work together, to mish and to learn from whatever the mistakes that they made in this upcoming season. So I look forward to seeing what's going to happen. Brother, any other last words you want to say? I'm going to bring another person up right after you.
Okay. I'm going to say something real quick about the season as far as what I feel like they're going to do.
Okay.
Remember, Coach Prime took over the program. Well, actually, he took the job. Remember, back in December of 2000, December 22nd, 2022. That's when he accepted the job.
Yes, sir.
Look how close that was to January, where these guys would have started. They're going to start working out right after January? Well, he actually done gave the guys over to the strength and conditioning coach already. So look how long it took, though, for him to get he had to get, just think about it, December 22nd, 2022. He had to get, 80-some players. He had to get all his coaches. You know how hard that is? How long did it take him before he even got, I bet they wasn't even ready for the spring game. That's one thing I wanted to say. And then the other thing I wanted to say is that, of course,
making good
they
points.
have 12 games. Okay. I see them. Personally, I think they got a very good chance of going 12-0. And I'm going to tell you why. North Dakota State, I think they're going to knock them off easy. Nebraska might be, maybe they're talking about the Deion, the new quarterback. He's only a freshman. I don't know if he's ready to go on. I mean, with all that firepower that they're going to have, you got Colorado State. We're going to get them because it's going to be payback. We beat them 43-35. I don't feel like they brought in enough power. You got Arizona. Put this
up here. Here go the schedule as you're speaking, brother. Continue. Here go the schedule, everybody. That's the upcoming season right there. Mm-hmm.
You got Arizona. We lost to Arizona 34-31. Okay, with the team that we had last year. Remember, we got all these newbies, all these powerhouses, and all these guys that's NFL ready like a Lundy. You got Seaton, man. They're not looking at Seaton. I'm telling you, that Seaton is, man, he's right there. That kid, I watched his tape like crazy. This kid gets low. He brings his arms up straight up. He don't bring them out. He digs his feet. He quick. He got lateral movement. This dude is a dog. I love him. And I love Lundy. You got then you go into Utah. Utah, they beat us 23-17. That's another team that I feel we're going to get them pretty. It's not going to be a problem. Baylor, I don't think Baylor got that power
what's
like
great
they used
too?
to back in the day.
We're going to play Utah at home this year. Utah is going to come to Colorado. So that's going to be in Colorado's favor. These home games are definitely going to be in their favor. Go right ahead, brother. Good points.
I think we're going to get Texas. Well, let me move down to Oklahoma State and Kansas State University. Both of them might be a tough game. That's what I'm looking at. And then you got Cincinnati. I think we'll get Cincinnati. Kansas, I think it's going to be a tough game. I think our toughest game is going to be Oklahoma State University, Kansas State, Kansas, and UCF. I think we're going to get Texas Tech. It's not going to be a problem. But those are the teams. Those four teams, I think those are going to be the roughest ones. Nebraska, I know they got a few new pieces, but I don't see them giving it to us. I think we're going to get them pretty good.
Yeah,
but our dog fights is probably
thing.
going to be Oklahoma State, Kansas, and UCF.
I totally agree with you 100% that this is when you look at this schedule, it's not as tough as the schedule that they had in the Pac-12. We got to be honest about that.
That's correct.
They're playing a couple of teams from the Pac-12, like Arizona, which they played against Arizona, but there was some deficits there and here. But I agree with Coach Prime. They got blown out by two teams, Washington State and Oregon. All the other games they could have won by either a touchdown or tied if there would not have been for certain deficits that they have on the team, which I hope that they can shore it up this year. So I think that they will be more successful due to the fact that they're going to be in a different conference where the schedule will be more favorable to them. I think they've added some players to the team already that they did not have on last year's team, which I'm hoping will make the big difference. Someone else said in the chat room that was a really good point, that we still need to see how everything looks in spring practice when they have the spring game so we can really see what's happening, because right now they look good on paper with the players that they've brought in. I'm also hearing, brother Barry, that Kamani McLean is getting bigger and stronger. This came out of the mouth of Coach Prime, that he's going to come back stronger. And we have forgotten that this team has added some more defensive backs. That young man, Cam. Let me put his picture up here real quick. Don't sleep on this young man right here, everybody. This young man can play both wide receiver and can play defensive back. He said that they want to use him like Travis Hunter. What are your thoughts, Barry? I'll give you your last thoughts here, brother.
NFL ready. I watched all his game tape. He is NFL ready. Lundy's NFL ready. Shador Travis, NFL ready. Tyler Johnson, I believe he's going to be, he's basically NFL ready. He's pretty tough. Okay, but I can go on and on because I've been watching all day tape, but I don't want to hold up everybody else that want to get on.
But wait a minute, brother. Wait a minute. Have we forgotten about what happened to Tyler Brown, who was supposed to play this year, and how the NCAA did? He's going to be in the mix too. They're going to have more depth on this team.
I watched Tyler Brown's tape, and at offensive guard, he don't finish his assignment. So what I mean by that is that he releases too early from his contact. He can't release it. He got to wait till after that whistle. But he is very strong. I never seen him move backwards. He was never pushed back, which is a beautiful thing. So at center, he'll be pretty good at center because he got that help with the offensive guards right there. That's going to be some dogs. And that's going to help him. But remember what I said. He don't move backwards, so he'll be all right at center. Tyler Johnson, I never seen him move backwards. Khalil Benson, he never moved backwards. What I did like about him, he's super strong, but he uses his upper body strength instead of his legs because he don't crouch down a little bit like a Seaton do. Seaton was taught very well. But as far as Khalil Benson, he don't squat down a little bit. He actually uses his upper body strength, and he still has never been pushed back. So I know Warren Sapp is going to work. Well, the offensive coordinator is going to work with him on that. His lateral movement is not that great. He do dig, but his digs are slow. So I'm not worried about him, though. Overall, I think he'll do all right.
Let me ask you this question, because obviously you have coaching experience and you know what the hell you're talking about. What is your thoughts about Justin Mayers, if I'm saying the name, the young man coming over from UTEP? What is your thought about him?
A beast. That's another kid I feel going to make it to the NFL. He is a beast. And remember, he broke the squat record for UTEP. I don't know how many pounds it was, but I saw 8 plates on each side at least.
Okay.
That kid is a beast. He's strong, and man, he gets down and dirty.
Okay.
So he's good. I feel he's going to make it too. Another thing about Lundy shuts down the running game. Oh man, that dude clogs up them holes and he stops everything coming through there. Ain't nothing coming through there when he in there. I'm telling you.
Right. He's a bonnet run stopper. Let me ask you just a few more, and then we're going to bring another person up because your coaching experience comes in strong here. Kerry Walker from UConn. What do you know about him?
Kerry Walker from UConn.
Let me put him back up here. He's a young man. He played at UConn. Are you familiar with him?
What position did he play?
I think he's an offensive lineman. He's an offensive lineman. He played at UConn. I think he's a guard or something like that. I was just wondering if you had a chance to see it. Yeah. If you have
he's not on the roster.
Nah, from what I understand, he signed.
He did win.
No. Let me correct that. He's a commitment. He's committed,
Kerry Walker?
but Sha'Carri Walker. He's from UConn, and of course, we got this other young man that I just brought up a few minutes ago from F. This young man right here.
Oh, Kerry Walker. Yeah, you talking about Kerry Walker. Okay, the guy from UConn, 6'3", 270 pounds, offensive line. He a junior. Yeah, I haven't really. I'll be honest with you. I think, you know what? I didn't get a chance to see a lot of his tape yet. I still got to look at him, but I got him at number 3 for some reason because remember, I put him in order. I got Justin Mayers, I got Khalil Benson, but Yakari might go in front of Khalil Benson, maybe. But we're gonna see about that. You can go forward with what else you were saying.
No, I was just gonna say, here's the other young man that that I talked about. I just want to get your assessment. The young man, if I got his name right, Philip Houston, who's 6'5", 250 pound. He transferred from FIU. Are you familiar with him?
Yeah, Philip Houston, I still haven't seen his tape yet. I got him down at the bottom of the offensive tackles. You got Jordan Seaton in first place. He's going to take that starting role. I know you got Savion Washington coming back because he got a red shirt year because he got hurt early, 6'8", 320. But Seaton is going to, man, that dude is a monster, and he got speed. So then you got David Connor. Don't forget about him. I got him at number either 2 or 3. He might beat out Savion Washington because remember, this guy during the spring league game, he tore his pec muscle, so he was never able to play during the season. But this guy's a dog too. Philip Houston, I got him. He's down there. He's 6'5", 250, but I haven't had a strong chance to see his game tape yet.
Okay. Well, brother Barry, don't be a stranger, brother. Come on back. I'll be doing this definitely when I go live, bringing people up to hear their thoughts. I always want to hear other people's minds when it comes to this. And it's obvious to me and everybody, and I think everybody is enjoying your assessment, that you know what the hell you're talking about because you have coaching experience. So I want to thank you. I want to give you a clap.
I appreciate it.
All right, brother.
Thank you. Thank you for bringing me on.
Oh, no problem at all. And I'll see you again up here very soon. Thank you. So, everybody, you heard it from your own mouth. You heard it from William Barry's mouth, a brother who has coaching experience, who told it to us just like it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I put another link in the chat room. If you would like to join the discussion, I want to hear from a few other people before we end the stream today, because it's just great to hear people's opinions and thoughts. It was great to hear someone break it down in terms of offense alignment and how they get off of their block, off of their movement. And Brother Barry came up here and gave us the experience. I just dropped the link in the chat room. I'm going to drop it again. Anybody that wants to come up, all you have to do, all you need is a cell phone, iPhone, Droid phone, desktop computer, laptop, tablet, whatever you feel comfortable with. If you want to come up, give your thoughts, your opinions. We like to have you up here, folks. I've been wanting to do this for a while to get people's thoughts and opinions. And today is the day that we're doing it. So don't be shy, everybody. Come on up. Let me go over some other things that I wanted to, there was something else I wanted to go. He made some really good points about Lundy, DJ Lundy. This young man is a complete run stopper. He creates havoc. He creates a lot of problems for an opposition. This is what was dearly missed and needed this past season. So for Coach Prime to be able to get this type, I think he's a junior, so he's going to give us 2 more years. Maybe he's a red shirt. I don't know. Some of these young men, they get red shirted, but he's going to give us what we needed this past year. A run thumper, a run stopper, an attitude. And think about how this is going to help Shallow, who's already one of those tackling thumpers that we got out there, to have this guy in the mix. It's going to make life easier for the secondary to cover receivers, tight ends. It's going to make it easier for the safeties to do what they need to do in that secondary. When you have defensive players up front and linemen like Lundy, that can make the difference. Now, of course, Coach Prime says he's looking for more defensive tackles, more cornerbacks, more safeties, more everything. What are your thoughts? Well, I'm waiting for someone else to come up. Let's look at your thoughts in the chat, your thoughts from the chat room right now. Let's go right here. How do we feel about CU being the next HBCU? Oh, wow. That's an interesting question. You believe I have no problem with it. Okay. I've got no negative thought about however it turns out, it turns out. I just want to see them. I want to see Coach Prime and the players have success. At the end of the day, I want us to see better football than what we even saw this past season. I want to see us play at the level that we played against TCU and Nebraska. That's what I want to see. Okay, we got, let me see. Colorado will not be an HBCU. HBCU means historical black college and university. College university is 98% white. Right, it's true, but I think the reason why he's saying that is because Coach Prime has a good majority of black coaches, a large majority of black players, but then again, you can see that at any school, any PWI. So, yeah, look, they're not, you're right, they're not an HBCU in the tradition of an HBCU, but in terms of the staff, the players, the vibe that Coach Prime is got going on there, he probably has sort of that vibe, but it ain't quite that. You can't recreate a Jackson State vibe. You can't create a Grambling State vibe.
Information is power.
You can't. But what you can do is create a football team, which I think Coach Prime is trying to do. I got 2 links in the chat room that I dropped in the chat room. If anybody wants to come up and give their thoughts, you can use your cell phone, you can use your Droid phone, iPhone, your iPads, your desktop computer, your laptop computer. There's 2 links in there. Come on and click into it and join the program if you like. I just want to get some more thoughts from people. Oh, we got Sister Collins who's in the house. She says, thank you for your analysis, Mr. Barry. Yeah, he did a great job. Let me clap him up again. A great analysis. Spoken Word is in the house, says, how will Deion keep all these cornerbacks? That's a really good question because, with the transfer portal, these young kids, they can leave, right? They're not happy with something, they can leave. But I think the best way is to give them playing time. Get them out there. Get them out there. Motivate them. Put them in position to be successful. I mean, that's one of the best ways you can do it. What's going on to Sister The Truth Reality LLC? I thank you for being here. She says, good stuff, Barry. Looks like a lot of people liked what Barry had to say. And then Silicone Slick Media says HWCU. Oh, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. CU needs to put Trevor Woods back at safety. He's not a running. Yeah. Well, with DJ coming in, they're going to probably move him back. But then this is the question. Will Trevor Woods start over somebody else in the secondary? Who on the team might win that position? Because it ain't guaranteed that he's going to get that starting position. And then the question is, will they need him to stay at linebacker? There's a lot of questions we're going to see. The spring game, spring practice is going to tell us everything we need to know in those areas. We've got Ranch Beater. No way. Yeah, no way. He's not a linebacker. I'm not disagreeing that he's not a linebacker. Big Worm has come in and he says Trevor Woods needs to be special teams.
Tell the truth.
I agree. Now remember, let's be fair here. Remember, was it the Nebraska game or the TCU? I think it was the Nebraska game where Trevor Woods made a big time interception. I think it was Nebraska or TCU. So he's had his moments, be it a small sample size, but I think he's definitely
information is power.
I think he definitely should be in special teams. I don't see him as a starting linebacker, but then again, Coach Prime said he needs some more linebackers to come in. We're going to see how this all plans out. So I'm kind of with you on that. I'm kind of with you all on that. Let me see here. Kamani Travis Adam Hawkins, Hodge, Salameyer, and more. Yeah, he's got so much. I don't know how they're going to get them all. Very good point, spoken word. How is he going to get them all on that field? We shall see. Let me put the links in there. If anybody wants to come up, I just put another link in there. If you want to come up and speak on the CU football program, give your thoughts, your opinions, your observations. You can come on up and speak to me in the audience by way of video. You can do very simple things such as use your cell phone, use your laptop, your desktop, your tablet, whatever, iPad, whatever you feel comfortable with. You click into the link and it'll bring you right on up to the program. So I'm going to wait and see if anybody else comes up before I get ready to end today's presentation. And I really appreciate all of you that are here. Let me see. Let's go back into the chat room. We got Sister Collins who's come back over. She says, and he's a smart player. Yes. Yes. Let me see this. Let me see what she says about Trevor. Let me see. I want to see what Sister Collins says. Trevor is not the most athletic, but Coach Prime loves his consistency. Right. He's sort of like the Rudy. If this what makes sense what I'm saying right now, Trevor Woods is almost like the Rudy of the football team. Remember Rudy that played at Notre Dame? He wasn't the most talented guy, but he played hard. He worked hard. He did all the right things, came to practice. You know what I'm saying? That type of stuff. Smart player. Right. Let me see. Sir Ken says, I believe Coach Prime will find a way to use Trevor Woods in certain defensive packages. I agree with you. Maybe, you know what the one that comes to mind? The nickel package. Run some elaborate defenses, right? Let's say they run a 3-4 defense. You can put them out, run some elaborate stuff, right? Put them in a nickel package, a dime package, whatever package but you've got to utilize his skill set. That's the most important thing. Good point. I like what you just said. Anything other than a 12-0 is a failure. A 12-0 season, anything other than a 12-0 season is a failure. Well, I think that's most of college football. That's how most people in college football see things. I hear what you're saying. DC Carson Music says, how do you think the season goes if Shedeur gets hurt the second game of the year? I hate to think like that, but what I do feel comfortable about is that we got a better quarterback. This kid right here. Boom. Walter Taylor out of Vandy. They also got the kid out of Kentucky, Dustin, the kid Dustin. But this kid right here, I've had a chance to see some video on him. I'm not saying that he's better than Shedeur. I'm saying if Shedeur was to go down, we got a more capable, I think this kid's like 6'6", 6'7". He's a tall quarterback. We would have a quarterback who's more capable as a backup and a young man that could be a star for us in the future, meaning a young man that could be the replacement of Shedeur when he goes to the NFL, because I think this young man is a redshirt freshman or something. I think he's a sophomore right now. He's going to be with them for a little while, which is why he came over. I think we're in better hands with this young man who actually has experience at the college level. Let me just say this. This is what is positive about Coach Prime getting so many players out of the transfer portal. He's getting guys who have college experience already, not guys that he has to teach how to play, guys who have been in systems already and understand the gravity of college football. That's what makes the advantage of having the transfer portal, because you get guys who come in who are already college football ready because they've played or they've had some experience. They understand the expectations, should I say. So that's a very good point, what you just put out. William Barry did a great job tonight in his analysis, and I appreciate him. I give him a clap again. Everybody appreciated his analysis tonight. Brother Barry again says that kid, Walter Taylor, has a cannon. Right, thank you. I've watched film on him too, and he is very accurate. I don't know why they didn't use this kid at Vanderbilt. I think Dustin Wade. Yeah, Dustin Wade is another young man. I think they redshirted him. He played at Kentucky, but he didn't play a lot at Kentucky. I think he's got 98 yards throwing, 1 interception or 2 interceptions there. Not a lot of playing time. He's a freshman. Him and his brother are very young. His brother, by the way, is a linebacker. Wait a minute. Let me not sleep. His brother is 6'5", I think 250 pounds. I think the brother is like a sophomore or something. So you got a guy who could potentially grow into his game still. So I forgot that we're talking about the Wade twins from Kentucky. I talked about that last week. I'm more up on the brother who's the linebacker, who I think has more upside to him than, in my opinion, than his younger brother. I like Walter Taylor. If we get in a situation where Shedeur is not able to play, and we don't want to see any of that happen, though, let's keep that upside real here, right? If we get in a situation where Shedeur is not able to play, I feel very comfortable from what I've seen on video, and hopefully they will improve him, with this kid having a cannon for an arm and accuracy. I feel very comfortable under this young man being under center. If Shedeur has to miss a few games here and there, but we don't want him to miss any games. You see what I'm saying? I feel very comfortable with the situation with Walter Taylor. What's going on, brother Blue Devil Gleam? I feel like James Brown. I feel good about what we have. But at the same time, we have to wait and see how everything plays itself out, right? We don't want to be too high. We don't want to be too low, but we have to be logical and let things play itself out. Further, let me see what Viral Authority says. This Walter Taylor could be the next Vince Young. Vince Young was a hell of a player, but I want him to be better than Vince Young, because we know he had some ups and downs in his pro career, but I understand what you're saying. Vince Young was a beast when he played at Texas, and he beat UCLA in that national championship. Remember? Or no, wait a minute. Yeah, it was UCLA he played against. No. It was USC. Texas under Vince Young played against USC when they had Reggie Bush, that whole team, and they beat them. I think it was in the Rose Bowl. Yeah. I think it was the Rose Bowl that year, which was the national championship. Tell me if I'm wrong or right. Against USC. That's right, Rose Bowl. And it was the national championship back before we had this playoff system. And remember, next year, there's going to be 12 teams that get in. Will CU be one of those 12? Viral Authority says USC. That's right. Out of my mind, USC in the Rose Bowl. Thank you. Randy was 5'6", 165 pounds, and played defensive end. He never got to the dramatic sacks in real life. Rudy. Rudy was 5'6". Oh my God, 5'6" playing defensive. Oh my God, and played defensive end. He never got that dramatic sack in real life. Rudy was actually offsides on the play. Well, you know what? You know, that's for the movies. They drum that all up for the movies, right? We got, I believe the Wade or Taylor have not been developed. Their athleticism is off the chart and much better than what we previously had. Yeah, they're much better than the previous quarterbacks that we had on this football team. Thank God for that. We got Dustin Wade, 6'3", 223, quarterback, sophomore, Kentucky. His brother, Keita Wade, is a beast. He will do great at CU. 6'5", 250-pound edge, and a defensive. Yeah, he can play the edge off the defensive line. They can have him play in a linebacker spot. I got a feeling they're going to have him play off the edge. William Barry, what do you think about that? You've already said it. Feel like I'm gonna sneeze. But do we have a quarterback coach that can develop them? That's a very good point.
Tell the truth.
And I gotta tell you, I can't answer that question right now. Can anybody answer that question? Yeah, I like him. Brother Barry, I like him. I like his brother, the other brother, Wade, the 6'5", 250-pound. I like him playing off the edge. I want to see him play that edge. Blue Devil Glean says on a NASCAR package. Okay, we got sports stop. Why are people so critical of Coach Prime making these young men student athletes instead of just being athletes? Because people hate on Prime because they don't want to see him be successful. They want to see him fail so that they can turn around like a Jason Woodlock and say, see, I told you so. This is all that's about. They just want to see him fail. You know that. I know that. Okay, William Barry says, I think he will play both, but remember, these guys are dogs too. Dogs, Quincy Wiggins, 6'5", 270 pounds, a 7-foot wingspan, edge, sophomore, LSU, and Samuel. Okay, now let me put these pictures up. I want to remind you of what Quincy Wiggins is bringing to the table. Right here. Check him out. That's a big kid, 93, number 93 out of LSU. He was very productive at LSU when he played, got some playing time as a freshman. He's only a sophomore because, as I said, some of these guys have been redshirted, so he's going to be with CU for quite some time for further development. You are absolutely right. And then let me show you Samuel. Here he is. That's the young man who's coming over from Pitt. This young man is 6'4", 245 pounds. They also redshirted him. Brother William Barry says he's okay, but he can get better. I like the idea. I like what they got so far. I like what they're doing. And I don't have a problem with it right now. Because I like what they're doing. So it looks like they are creating something. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Big Worm who comes in the house saying Pat Shurmur is quarterback coach now. Okay, that sounds good to me. He's got NFL experience. All dogs not get football players. Let me see. They're about to be in, they're going to be in the Big 12. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end the stream. Nobody else came up and wanted to talk today, so we'll try this again next week. I'm going to be definitely going live again next weekend, and hopefully, if nothing in my personal life gets in the way, my goal is to upload a video, a short video. Maybe I'll do one on DJ and really dig into his video more and let you see what this guy can do. I'm going to see maybe I'll do a compilation video of all these defensive ends that we have and put together some footage of them playing. I'll see what I can do. But I definitely want to upload a uploaded video because I haven't done that in a while. A short video that you can enjoy and get through very quickly. And I also want to go live again and also do the same thing I did today, have people come up and talk and give their thoughts about the football program. So with that said, everybody, I want to thank you for coming over. Y'all take care. Everybody in the chat room, much respect to you. Much respect to all of you. Thank you for making this whole thing work out well today.
Whole lot of pirates.
Thank you.
Whole lot of
peace.
Whole lot of
Y'all take care.
pirates, looking for high risk, searching for idols, see through your iris. No fooling a giant, feel the wrath of a tyrant. Never really had enough, you can never really have enough. Nah, never really had enough, you can never really have enough. I've been searching my soul, looking for diamonds of gold, thinking how far does it go? Can I buy love at the store? Really, how much are they running me for? They conning for more, look, I can see the greed in their eyes now, trying to show the teeth when they lie, but I would never lie down. Enemies on the line now, gotta get the high ground. Take a step and get sniped down. Who's got the highest price? Who's got the ruby eye? You know everyone has a price. Who's got the sharpest knife? Picking that diamond mines, keep a short leash on them dogs. On my goonies, they never die. My Valentines follow the dollar signs, hard to not compromise. When you never had shit to begin with, picking up tricks in your interest. Rather get rich in the trenches. Man, I'm talking big business, where the morals are smaller than inches. Get hip to the system or sleep with the fishes. Outsmart the vindictive, don't become a whole lot of pirates, looking for high risk, searching for idols, see through your iris. No fooling a giant, feel the wrath of a tyrant. Never really had enough, you can never really have enough. Nah, never really had enough, you can never really have enough.
That's why you gotta look for yourself. Do not live your life on another man's word. Open up these books for yourself. You will get shook by the truth too. Start to see crooks by the buku. Connections unseen like the Bluetooth or the Wi-Fi. Found facts that I can't deny. I had to change my eye, which is a fancy way of saying nigga switch perspective. No auto-tune, found my pitch perfected. Figured why a nigga felt so disconnected. Introspective questions answered with deflections. In the mirror, no reflections. Was severely misdirected. And then that shit gets dismissed from recollection when I'm sky high. We can shoot the breeze, no drive-by. I be Drew Brees with the knowledge I've arrived by. Kobe system shooter, keep it Raja. Bear with me, bear with me, grow with me, share with me.
A whole lot of pirates, looking for high risk, searching for idols, see through your iris. No fooling a giant, feel the wrath of a tyrant. Never really had enough, you can never really have enough. Nah, never really had enough, you can never really have enough. Whole lot of pirates, whole lot of pirates, looking for high risk, searching for idols, see through your iris. No fooling a giant, feel the wrath of a tyrant. Never really had enough, you can never really have enough. Nah, never really had enough, you can never really have enough. I've been searching my soul, looking for diamonds of gold, thinking how far does it go? Can I buy love at the store? Really, how much are they running me for? They conning for more, look, I can see the greed in their eyes now, trying to show the teeth when they lie, but I would never lie down. Enemies on the line now, gotta get the high ground. Take a step and get sniped down. Who's got the highest price? Who's got the ruby eye? You know everyone has a price. Who's got the sharpest knife? Picking that diamond mines, keep a short leash on them dogs. On my goonies, they never die. My Valentines follow the dollar signs, hard to not compromise.
Tell the truth.